Welcome to Josh Answers. I'm Josh. Today's tutorial is how to edit a corporate headshot quickly using the Portraiture plugin. Enough of my yakking. Let's get into it. Alright, so first of all, here we are in Lightroom, and I'm going to explain how to use the Portraiture plugin to edit a headshot quickly. And first I'll explain why. Sadly, cameras are almost too high resolution now, and when people see, if you were to deliver this image and people can see all their pores and blemishes and in super high resolution like this, they're not going to be pleased. People just do not want to see their skin that close and that high res. So we need to smooth that out a little bit. So another tip is to I always shoot against a gray background. It's generic, it works for most occasions, and it's fairly easy to remove if you need to throw them on white or give it to a graphic designer to do. And typically I will usually deliver a 5:7 crop because it's kind of midway between 8:10 crop and the 4:6 crop of the 2:3 ratio. So 5:7 is kind of a good middle ground. As long as you leave enough headroom, they can use it for most purposes. And it's important to always ask that when you're talking to your client. So I usually make sure the eyes are fairly straight and in the upper third like that. So there's my crop. And then usually for any deep pixel type editing, I like the overall look and the lighting and everything looks good. So I'm going to go into Photoshop. Hit the old Control E if you're in Windows. I like to do need specific pixel level editing in Photoshop, and that's where we'll apply the Portraiture plugin as well. Alright, so that opens up quickly, and I see he's got this some type of skin issue on his lip there. We'll get rid of that. Also, when you're editing headshots, it's good to confirm with people if they have a mole or something versus a pimple. And if it's, my rule is if it's a temporary thing like a pimple, I'll edit it out. If it's a mole, I'll typically leave it unless they were to ask you to remove it. Obviously, you don't want to offend them either, so it's important to ask. Communication is the key with corporate headshots. All right, so we got some of the stray hairs cleaned up there. Now I like the basic overall look of the headshot. So now we're ready to apply the Portraiture plugin. So once that's installed, you find that under the filter menu, Imagenomic Portraiture. I believe that's how you pronounce the company's name. So here, this brings up the Portraiture interface, and there's you can adjust all these presets and make your own custom presets and everything. I typically just use medium, and it'll give you a preview of what that'll look like. And I always output to a new layer, so I have some adjustability after that's done. Hit the OK, and then that'll bring in another layer here. And then I make sure to click on that layer. Now you can toggle this on and off. You can see the changes that it made. There's with it applied. There's with it off. You can see how it really smooths out the skin. For men, this looks a little like an Instagram, fake Snapchat type filter. So what I do is I use the eraser tool, and I make sure to go over the eyebrows, and because you don't want any smoothing of those. At least for me, I found that works the best. And also over the eyes, just in case it happens to grab some of the eyes. And sometimes over, if they have a mustache, I'll typically grab some of that. And then I'll reduce my opacity of the eraser tool to like around 50% or so, just to get some off the lips because you want some clarity there. Then what I'll do is for men, I'll typically take this layer and reduce it down to, anywhere between 60 and 80%, depending on how their skin is typically. And then we'll save that. Go back over to Lightroom. Now there's with prior to the edit. There's with the Portraiture and the pixel level edits applied. Then I usually apply a little bit of vignette, the post crop vignetting. Just drop the highlight priority between 10 and negative 10 and negative 20. And there's our finished headshot. And that took us usually takes me literally a minute or so to do one of these, possibly 2 minutes, depending on the amount of skin that needs to be cleaned up. But I consider this an image ready to be delivered to the client. One other thing to note about the Portraiture plugin is you can run it from Lightroom, and if you are running people through like a couple hundred people in a day or something, you can do it in a batch way as well, right here. And that you can apply that to all the images in your library if you want to do 100, 200 at a time, and it'll apply just kind of the automatic default settings. And it does work fairly well. You can select which preset you want to apply. So I have one called Default Light, where I just make sure that it's pretty subtle because you don't want them to look fake, Snapchatty type, over edited. But I think this looks pretty good. So that concludes our edit of our headshot using Portraiture plugin. Thanks for watching today. Please like and share the video, subscribe to my channel, and be sure to hit the notification bell to never miss another tutorial. Send any requests for future videos to josh@joshanswers.com, and I'll try to help you out. Thanks for watching.